Welcome to the Beacon by Soul33 teachings for your past, present, and future. I am Gaia, the Soul Progression Therapist, and we are here with another Monday Mantra lesson for you. Now, you being here means that you are committed to your soul progression, to empower yourself, to understand what life is asking of you. And I'm so grateful that you are here because I look forward to doing these every Monday with you. So let's get into it. Do you have the bread?
I have the bread.
Oh my god, so Lucy has spent the weekend baking me a rye sourdough. How lucky am I? And she's wrapped it all. That's so cool. Okay, so first attempt
at rye sourdough.
Because Lucy's a sourdough maker, and then I wanted rye sourdough.
And normal sourdough I've now nailed.
Yes,
and
so now it's
really
nailing this one.
So now we've got to get better at this. Wait, where are we?
It looks really good, Lucy.
But it's just quite flat.
Oh, it looks good.
We're following.
How do I look?
Peasant girl from, you know, those girls like in like the 1500s are going to pick their basket of flowers and
great.
come frolicking in.
Okay.
And all the men will be going, oh, look at this dainty lady. This dainty lady. Are we videoing
Yes.
this? Oh, we are. I didn't even realise.
Beautiful. Your hair looks good. Who did that?
Somebody.
God, your skin is radiant.
Oh, good.
Okay, what?
Okay, so that wasn't my question.
Yeah.
My question was what needs to be done first? What needs to be done? What else is your part? Okay. Doing now.
You like how
to read
yeah.
It is Monday morning and I really felt like I wanted to go up a mountain today, so that's where we're going to record the Monday Mantra. It's not a huge mountain, but it's a beautiful one, and I have been up here once before, and I feel like it's really part of the energy for this week of getting the mountain medicine. So let's go and see where we end up for the Monday Mantra. If you're called to go deeper after this Monday Mantra, know that my mission doesn't just stop here. We have built this beautiful community on our app, and by going to your app stores and searching Soul33, you can be a part of that community. There's weekly homework, there are meditations, there are the digital oracle cards. There's so much there to support you on your soul progression journey. And if you need any other services, don't forget to contact Karen at soulthirtythree@gmail.com. Good morning, everybody. It is the 2nd of March. We have got a beautiful area that I'm in today. I'm on a mountain, and when I got up this morning, it was beautiful weather, and I thought, right, well, we can do another outside Monday Mantra. And here on this mountain, we've got the beautiful trees, we've got the ocean around us, we've got the mountain, we've got people walking by. So who knows what's going to happen when we're out in the wild. But last week, did you feel the pressure last week? You know, when we looked at last week's energy and we look at the thumbnail up on the screen, we know that it was all about if I'm here, who is that over there? Now, as I went through the week seeing clients, I noticed a theme with everybody. I noticed that people were not wanting to look at what was over there if they didn't like it or they thought it was irrelevant. This is actually the problem when we're not looking at the old identities and letting them shed and clear and come out, but we just want to skip ahead and move ahead to the next one. And so I noticed that Saturn, when we were talking about Saturn last week, was actually coming up in sessions as well, through cards, through whatever I was talking about with clients. That structure and that discipline to go back to have a look and evaluate before we can move forward is really very important, because that's what's going to create the space. If you think you've moved on, this is when trauma travels. It travels into our children, it travels into our future relationships, it stores in the body. If we're not willing to go and look at who is that over there, even if it's a version of us that we think we've moved on from, well, that's where the issue is. And it's really important, because in my reference to who is that over there, of course, I'm talking about the light version of you, the higher version of ourselves, that oversoul. But in reality, we all know, just like how some of you commented, that insecurities, you can see how insecurities were coming up, that you were being triggered by things, that at this crossroads, this is where the new identity begins. And at that crossroads means we are in the past and we are in the future at the same time while we're in the present. Now, we're going to start by pulling a card. This week, we're pulling from the Soul Progression Oracle. Remember that these cards are digitally on the app. And so you can pull them at any time. You can shuffle left and right and pick a card. Ask the Soul Progression Oracle, what do we need to know today or this week? For now, we're asking, what do we need to know for this week? Because this card will become your card for the week. There will be an extended meaning of this card on social media and on the app in the middle of the week, New Zealand time. But let's ask the Soul Progression Oracle, what do we all need to know? Because I want to see how it ties into the greater energy of the week that we're going to be talking about. Okay, here we go. Accurate sight. So this is going to be up on the screen. This is going to be your extended meaning later in the week. So it's the number 9, accurate sight, your third eye. And it's a very feminine energy. She looks like she's a light worker, which actually really does tie into this week. So let's have a look at what we have. Now, when we look at what we were talking about last week, we were talking about the X meeting the spot, like the X point, and we put up a post on social media and on the app about picking your X. Now, I've got the X's up here on screen, and I'd like you to pick one as I go through the messages, because I feel like this is going to help us move through into this week's Monday mantra. Pick your X. X number 1, if you've chosen that, this is the mathematical variable, the placeholder. You are in a space of becoming. Something in your identity is still forming. This is not a conclusion, it's incubation. You are being asked, can you hold the unknown without rushing to define it? This week is about structure, preparation, and like Saturn energy, maturity is building beneath the surface. The answer isn't ready yet because you are still expanding to meet it. Slow down, let the equation solve itself first. Now, if you picked the second X, the fire X, the phoenix, Aries, bold, you are at a catalytic crossroads. Old identities are burning away. This is refinement, not destruction. With Saturn moving into Aries, you're being asked to lead your life differently with discipline, not impulse. Your message here, if you chose this X, take yourself seriously. Do one brave thing this week that is deliberate, not dramatic. You are starting over. You are starting wiser. X number 3. This is representing the cups. So in tarot, this is why I was holding the Ace of Cups in my hands last week in the thumbnail. Represents emotional rebirth, divine overflow, and receptivity. If the X here is an unknown identity forming, the Ace of Cups is the heart opening to receive it. You are stabilizing your identity while entering a new emotional reality. So let yourself receive. The world begins within. Now, X number 4, the crossroads. This is the decision maker. X marks the spot. There are 2 paths in front of you. One is familiar, one stretches you. X marks the spot, but you must choose it. This week may bring delays, revisions, old identities resurfacing. Now, with Mercury still in retrograde, detours are purposeful. You are not blocked, you are being redirected. Number 5, the blueprint X. This is genetics, identity, origin. This is ancestral cellular work. The X chromosome symbolically represents inheritance and identity coding. Family themes may surface. Belonging may be redefined. Old emotional patterns may dissolve. So you're going to ask yourself, is this identity mine? You are rewriting your internal blueprint, the completion, the number 10 that we were talking about that reduces back to the number 1, which is the Ace of Cups, integration before acceleration. And the final X, which is the infinite X, you are moving into a threshold. You are moving from threshold to continuity. When X turns sideways, it becomes infinity. This means that the unknown is integrating. The lesson is landing. The new identity is stabilizing. You are not in crisis. You are in evolution. So you're meant to trust the cycle. You are becoming an infinite capacity. Do you know the X that I chose was number 5? And I think that I would normally not pick an X like that. So it was number 5 for me. What did you pick? So it's the blueprint X, which I never would have thought, but it actually really makes sense. Is this identity mine? So let me know what you picked. It's on our social media. It's also on the app if you want to go and read through again. So this is the energy that we're creating, this new identity, but we're needing to look at the old identities to make sure we know what we're moving from. Now, this leads me to this week's Monday mantra. My power is reclaimed from within. I am immortalized in truth, unforgettable in authenticity. I do not chase power. I draw it from a sustainable source. I face what is mine. I'm going to say that again. My power is reclaimed from within. I am immortalized in truth, unforgettable in my authenticity. I do not chase power. I draw it from a sustainable source. I face what is mine. Now, there are many things there that we need to tune into, but if we look at the thumbnail for this week, it is me, and it's me being in a state of the goddess. Now, this is a really interesting thing for me because my name is Gayatri. That's my legal name. I've always been Gaia. That's what everyone's always called me. There's only very few people who call me Gayatri, and I love my name. She's the goddess of devotion, of inspiration. She's very powerful, the name of this goddess, Gayatri, and she helps facilitate women to become goddesses and for men to hold that goddess within them, whether it's women in their lives or that divine feminine within them. And when Spirit showed me this, I have to tell you the truth, I had a bit of resistance towards it because it's not that, I grew up in a culture with goddesses, many goddesses that take on different forms for different things. But my issue with this was seeing myself this way. And what I saw was Spirit showing me that the goddess in us is waking up. Now, for men watching this, the goddess may be your daughter, it may be your wife, it may be your mother, it may be your friend, and it may be the divine feminine within you that is holding space for your new identity. Because I spoke about this with Alex on Next Level Soul a bit, where I was talking about how I believe, I can't remember fully now, but the masculine wounds are going to be healed through the divine feminine. And Spirit was telling me we need to honor the women. We need to honor the woman inside of us. We need to wake the goddess up. But this goes beyond waking the goddess up within us or the goddess up that you're in a relationship with. There is something waking up in Mother Earth. And I think this is also why I've been drawn to coming and doing the Monday mantras outside and connecting with nature much more than I normally would, because I'm quite a busy person, so I'm indoors a lot. But when they showed me this journey and the stone goddess that represents all of us, there's something stone, a rock inside of us that's now coming alive. So if you stay and watch till the end of this Monday mantra, you're going to see the goddess video coming alive. the power that is being reclaimed is something that is going to last forever. This is another thing I had a bit of resistance on. This is why this is a very interesting Monday mantra for me also, and I'd love for you to tell me how you feel as you hear me speaking and as I'm triggering certain things with you, is that something within us is going to be immortalized forever. Now, when I work with people, your identities stay. It's not like we lose the identity completely. This is how I'm able to travel to a different timeline and see, okay, what is your identity here? People are either going to agree with it, they're not going to like it, they're going to have resistance towards it. And in the last week, they were having resistance towards it. I just want to move on from that. I don't believe that's relevant to me anymore. Okay, well, this is going to be a problem because then the goddess in you is not going to wake up. And I had men last week too, and it was about the relationships they're in, or their mothers or their daughters or whatever it is. So there is a very deep awakening of the divine feminine at the moment, and it's going to come back to women reclaiming their power, but not in an aggressive way. Men, we're going to need your help in honoring us in the way that we need to be able to create, because women are the creators. The divine feminine in the man is what creates. This is why when we see channelers or we see mass male psychics or whoever, they are very connected to the feminine because this is where the power is coming this week. So if we look back at the thumbnails, it's like we chose our chess piece. I chose pawn. Some of you chose king, queen, the rook, whatever you chose. Then we look at last week. We look at, me, a version of me on the Saturn rings, which is I didn't even realize it at the time, which is the goddess version of me, the one that's the oversoul, the higher being, the one in the light. Of course, I always let you know, I'm not perfect. I've got my own shadows and triggers and things that come up, but we're moving towards that goddess energy this week, which is so very, very important. And so something is waking up in this area. Women, something is waking up to create. And remember, we can destroy if we are damaged. And so this is where we're going. This is the energy we're cultivating here, being with Mother Earth, with her trees, with her mountain, with her ocean. She created all of this, and this is the energy of creation that's coming in. Reclaiming your power, but where are you drawing your power from? Not from another, but from the goddess energy, the divine feminine. We're drawing the power from the goddess. So if you are someone struggling with your business, if you're someone struggling with your relationship, look at how you can heal the feminine. Do you need to serve yourself? Like last week, by the end of the week, by Friday, I kept saying, I need to get out. I need to go out. I need to top myself up. I need to go and receive something. Women receive. Women need to learn how to receive. So those who pick the king, there needs to be this balance now of that feminine. So if you can give something to a woman this week, because you know how when we give people that, we can get a lot of pleasure from that. Give something to yourself, give something to another woman, give something to the woman inside of you, the divine feminine within you, the goddess within you. March is the energy of power reclamation, a return to your inner authority, your truth and your light, but it's coming from a place deep within the forest of the feminine. Really think about what I mean by that, ladies, the forest of the feminine, because when Spirit showed me this vision, and I cried during this vision, I have created a meditation for you around this. I cried during this vision. It was because I was seeing the beauty of the feminine creation. The feminine in you is waking up. Spirit showed me this gift within the forest. If you get an opportunity to go into a forest this week, it was like the lying Buddhas in Thailand, which I've been to see a couple of times in my lifetime so far, probably again because I love Thailand. The goddess, this deity energy is coming in. She, the woman, the creator, is the source of power. But who is she? Is she you? Are you having to find that and cultivate that in someone else? Are you needing to replace that within you? Are you looking at other avenues of creation? So The goddess is the source of power this week. And because I brought up Gayatri, the goddess of devotion and inspiration for people on the spiritual path, which is my name, maybe the goddess, you want to focus on that goddess. And we've got her mantra on the app for you to listen to and take that in. We are still in Mercury retrograde, and that reverence to the divine is going to be very important this week as we reclaim and continue to reevaluate. Because during Mercury retrograde, we want to rethink things. We want to relook at things. We want to reclaim. And a very powerful week indeed, because we are also going into the 3-3, the third of the third, total lunar eclipse, which is a blood moon. And so this is going to amplify and accelerate, and Mercury with everything else is going to try and slow things down. So it may feel like time is pausing, that things are kind of standing still, but that's because the goddess needs to be nourished. So you can see yourself for who you are, which is this letting go. So if you're seeing me this week, things are going to be coming up around this topic. Things are going to be coming up around letting go of old identities and really just facing them, even though you think it's irrelevant. Spirit is bringing them up for a reason. So this means that the prayer, the honoring, the softening will keep revealing more to you. It's a powerful emotional clearing. The moon governs our emotional body, our intuition, our subconscious mind. And during the total eclipse, something hidden often comes into view, like long-held emotions, suppressed truths or realizations you've been circling, maybe suddenly and unmistakably coming up. We've got some doggy visitors. Hello. It's okay. They can be in my video. Look at them. Hello. So we've got some visitors. How nice.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Bye. So the lunar eclipse, it was a really I knew something amazing was going to happen. So, take this clearing like this emotional body that's going to be showing and revealing itself. Long-held emotions, suppressed truths or realizations you've been circling may surface suddenly, and take this as the clearing, because it is the blood moon. And we talk about, remember what X you picked last week, because for me, it ended up being the family thing, the genetic thing, which is so fascinating. Take this as a clearing, not just for you, but for all the goddesses that haven't been able to shine in your life. Like a secret place in the forest where there is a precious place that only can be discovered by going through it like a pilgrim being called home. That's the type of feelings that I'm getting towards this week. Endings that feel fated. Lunar eclipses are cosmic course corrections. What leaves now may have been quietly unraveling for months. Relationships, habits, old identities that no longer align can swiftly fall away. I had a client last week, don't remember who it is, but it's coming up in my mind around not wanting to let go of the old identity. I was taken to a situation, and when I was talking about it, the person was going, that's exactly what I'm doing now. And then they were like, I know what to do. But the problem is, they know what to do, we know what to do, but it hasn't been done. That's why it's happening in another timeline, and it's happening here. So things are unraveling so that they can finally close off, so that we can fully embrace the goddess, whatever that means to you. Look at who is in your life that needs help with the goddess energy and help them this week if it's not you. What you reclaim from the shadow becomes your strength. There is a particular focus on the feminine, healing mother wounds, sisterhood dynamics, or supporting the women in your life. It happened to be, and this energy was already telling me what it was, but it happens to be International Women's Day on the 8th of March. So the collective feminine healing is highlighted. It's also asking you to love and honor the women in your life, the goddesses, or even Mother Earth. So you might want to go and do an offering to Mother Earth, an offering to, what I'm seeing? If any of you have a mother that's passed away, and you're wanting to go and pay respects in some way, if they're at a grave or there's another way, this is the week to do that. It's like, as on the thumbnail, me standing there with the incense, honoring the goddess within me and honoring the goddess that created me in the much bigger sense. Remember how Mother Earth or the Mother Energy can treat us. Now, I know not everyone's had a wonderful experience with mothers or motherhood energy, but this is coming back to mothering ourselves also. How Mother Earth treats and cares for us, or how our mothers have cared for us, if that is applicable to you. Do we give that to her in return? Who is that her for you? I really would like to know in the comments or in the group chat. Let me know. The blood moon, death and rebirth, transformation, life, death, rebirth cycles, karmic release, deep energetic purification. And as we know with the card that came up at the beginning, accurate sight, the goddess is going to be able to see through all the illusions this week. This is what the goddess energy does. Last week, Alex Ferrari had put up our conversation that we had very recently. It didn't take long actually to get up. He gave me this really cool hat as well. So if you haven't seen it, go and watch it because there will be a message in there for you. The link is also in the description, but I am talking a lot about what I'm talking about. We now have a seagull that's very, very close to me. Hopefully that comes into the view as well for those of you watching. Okay, breakthrough and momentum. Eclipses bring rapid turning points. While things feel slow externally, building momentum takes time internally. Take a bow to the goddess this week. So do all the nurturing self-care things. Go and pray if you're going to church or your temple or whatever it is, because you're being prepared to be liberated from judgment, from other people's dramas, and from your own limiting narratives. Breakthrough moments are forming. Enlightened connections are strengthening. There is abundance present, just not necessarily materially, but when we connect to the divine feminine, when we honor the goddess. So if you're a man in a relationship and you're honoring your partner, she will give you everything. She will bring everything into your life. She will make you more abundance because her energy amplifies and creates. You ladies, you might need to ask for this week also, if and be really clear about it. But energetically, as you reset into alignment, the number 3 stands out strongly. Now, this is interesting. It's not just about the third lunar eclipse, but groups of 3. You might find yourself in the shadow sides of things. This could mean that 3's a crowd. It could mean 3 of cups. 3 of cups, which is collaboration, friendship, joy, fun, sisterhood. Interesting. It could be the opposite. It could be you need time to nurture the inner goddess, but also in another sense, it could be that you might be moving from one relationship to another and there's another party involved somehow. It could mean mind, body, spirit alignment, the number 3, the Trinity principle of creation, the pyramid upside down on the womb area, the portal into the divine feminine. Your ability to move forward is being restored in divine timing. You may feel called to create an altar, to spend quiet time in prayer, meditation, or reflection. In my tradition, in Hindu tradition, Chandra is the moon deity and is honored during lunar eclipses. So prayers to Chandra are believed to calm emotions, to stabilize the mind and restore balance. You also might feel called to goddesses like Lady Nada, for divine feminine compassion, Green Tara, enlightened action and protection, Goddess Gayatri, divine feminine intelligence. The solar energy, even though it's masculine, this is why I said the masculine is really important, because the masculine needs to hold this goddess to be able to create and grow and amplify. That's why when you look on the thumbnail, you will see 3 males in the corner paying their reverence to the goddess, to the goddesses in their life. So this week asks you to answer the call, shine your light, cross the rainbow ascension bridge, like go across the rainbow bridge to the other side of liberation and bring in this abundance. So with this number 3, now Goddess Gayatri my namesake, she's often depicted with 5 faces. 5 faces. Now, we are going to focus on 3 of them. So I'll tell you what the 5 faces are. It's earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So it's all the elements, which really makes sense also because I put up videos of me being at Awakening while I was in Vegas, the show, and that was all about the elements. Gayatri, the 5 senses. Gayatri, the 5 aspects of the divine. However, sometimes she's shown with 3 faces, and the 3 faces that we're going to connect in this week are the 3 goddesses within Gayatri, which is Goddess Saraswati, which is Goddess of knowledge and wisdom, Goddess Lakshmi, abundance and prosperity, and Goddess Parvati, which is the strength and divine power. So together, this makes up 3 faces of the whole Gayatri. And so this is knowledge, wealth, and strength coming into us. There's also the symbolic trinity associated with her through these goddesses, which is the 3 aspects of the different dimensions of the divine consciousness, the senses that are like our life force energy, our ability to speak, people's throat chakras, including mine, like it's all been blocked up here. I've been noticing and clearing that for myself as I say things that I need to honor the goddess within me. So while the 5 faces speak of wholeness, the 3 faces is emphasizing the creation. This is where we're needing to work, what we're needing to work on at this point. So focus on the trinity of wisdom, abundance, and strength, integrating these aspects so that we're reclaiming that part of our power first. So enjoy your successes this week. Allow happiness. Trust the rebirth unfolding. Even if there's a standstill, ask the goddess in your life to help you, whether it's the goddess that you believe in as a deity or the goddess in your life or the goddess within you, because momentum is building and you're going to find it deep within the forest. Okay, we're going to go into the breakdown now of what we need to know for each category. Now let's talk about relationships energies at place. Now remember, I said number 3 is important. 3 is a crowd. So let's see what I've written here. With the powerful eclipse energy activating themes of truth, shadow, and liberation, relationships are undeniably under focus. The feminine plays a big part in your relationship this week. At its highest expression, relationship milestone achievements could be celebrated, connection, reunion, and shared joy. There may be good news, social gatherings, or renewed sense of unity and partnership. But the question here is, what has been the cost of that? So isn't that interesting why I've got that? There may be good news, social gatherings, or renewed sense of unity in a partnership, but there's going to be a cost to that. So what does the cost end up being for you? The number 3 highlighted, feeling like you're competing for attention, questioning your place in your partner's priorities, sensitivity around loyalty or emotional availability, outside influences impacting the relationship. So this is the 3's a crowd type of thing. So you could be celebrating something, but there's going to be a cost because it might mean that the attention has been on something else or someone else. With the 3 repeating here, March 3rd with the eclipse, group energies, relationship energy is most definitely amplified. So integrity, devotion, righteousness, and commitment. So there might be a test of faith in a prayer, a test of trust within yourself, a need to return to the truth and higher principles. Are you acting from a place of integrity? This is something that was coming up majorly last week with clients where they were going, I know what to do. I know I need to leave this. But you haven't done it yet. So how can the goddess come out and help you, connect you with your divine gifts? So are you acting from a place of integrity? Is your relationship aligned with your values? Can forgiveness restore balance? It's not necessarily a week of endings, but it is a week of honesty and honoring the feminine. And you do this by nurturing the feminine aspects of the relationships: love, care, support, creation, touch, and safety. Remember, the opposite of the Monday mantra and these energy forecasts holds true too. If there is tension, such as insecurity or doubt, This is going to be coming up because of the eclipse, so you might need a courageous conversation with great depth and thought because it is Mercury retrograde, a shift in perspective, forgiveness of them or for yourself, or neutral support from a therapist or counselor. That could be the third party coming in. You're going to go and get assistance because there's two of you needing help, or you feel split within you. That's also the two aspects, isn't it? The divine masculine and the divine feminine, or it could be the wounded on each side coming up. Seeking support is not a weakness. We all need help. I need help sometimes too, but it is your duty this week, because the feminine generally is the one that wants to nurture a relationship. And that could be the feminine within the masculine too. So your higher expressions of your relationship, celebration can return, trust can be strengthened, bonds can be renewed, more to be in the solid foundation with each other. The eclipse is asking relationships to move from illusion into authenticity. If something feels tested, strengthen it through truth or reveal where alignment is missing. Either way, there is some sort of freeing energy, because the goddess wants to be free. She wants to be free in the forest. She wants to be in her beauty, in her full power. So look at the miracle that's being shown to you. Lead with integrity, communicate with courage, forgive where possible, and remember what is aligned with your heart will not require you to shrink, because the goddess has learned how to shrink and not really show her full power. Your personal focus for the week. Reclaiming your power, both personally and in a relationship and professionally, is really important. And it's going to be looking in your personal life where your energy has been leaking. So solitude, wisdom, and inner guidance might be needed. Using your third eye, like that card, your accurate sight. Do I need to emotionally withdraw right now? Isolation that feels heavy rather than healing. Or are you emotionally withdrawing because you're too afraid or shut down in your goddess to say anything? Avoidance of truth that you already know. Feeling energetically drained. Because of this eclipse, all of these are going to be amplified. You might want to retreat from a person, responsibility, or situation that has been demanding too much of you, especially where there has been power imbalance. The key for your personal forecast this week: are you withdrawing to restore yourself, or are you withdrawing to avoid confrontation? There is vitality, authority, clarity, and life force, that prana, coming in if you withdraw with the right intention. You may have low energy, and restoring it to top yourself up will give you the ability to act. It is the polarity of the act. It's not the polarity of the act, but the reason of why you withdraw. So your suggestions are: a need to rebalance power dynamics, reclaiming your authority, speaking up where you've been dimming your light, taking action where you've been silently tolerating. So if you felt drained because you've been giving more than you are receiving, you're going to need to look at: where are you overextending? Who is demanding too much? Where have you surrendered your voice? You could be feeling that pressure. It started off last week because I could feel it. So temporary solitude may be helpful. It's not an escape, but it is to recharge, clarify, and reconnect with your inner sun, your inner power. The higher expression of your personal forecast is: this is not a collapsing in energy. It's a recalibrating yourself. And if you consciously rest and act from clarity, and you move from depletion into empowerment, you will come back into balance. It will correct itself. So step back if you need to, recharge intentionally, but don't shrink. You're not meant to hide, you're meant to strengthen. Okay, your professional focus this week. I see you standing strong in your profession, in your career, your job, your purpose. Doesn't even need to be, your profession and purpose might not even be linked. Even if you feel tired, stand strong. Professionally, you may need to test your own boundaries. It could feel like you're putting in effort for a long time only to experience delays or setbacks. This isn't failure. It's just part of the process for getting where you want. This is a test of perseverance, a strengthening of resilience, a final push before breakthrough. And with this eclipse, everything around the emotions of, I've done this for too long, it's taking forever. You might want to question whether it's worth continuing, whether the effort matches the reward, or whether you should shift direction. The eclipse will reveal and show you the truth through your third eye, and if it feels misaligned, it will become clear. If something is meant for you, it will hold. And what they're showing me now is like when I saw the goddess waking up in the forest, she's been dormant for a long time. Wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be some information in the coming weeks around ancient deities being found honoring the divine goddess, because she's waking up. Sometimes it takes a while to wake up from this deep slumber. The energy speaks of reclaiming your power through devotion and conscious creation, bringing back responsibility, but also grounded in your professional life. Because are you overgiving? Are you trying too hard to prove yourself? Are you honoring your own value? Let me know how this resonates with you, what you feel like you need to do now from hearing this. There may be a theme of spending more than you have coming in, whether financially, energetically, or creatively. But this does not automatically mean it's wasted. Under this particular week, the forecast, investments can be karmic seeds. The key is the intention. Spend from an empowered place and not from fear. Expand strategically, not reactively. Remember the wider theme of this week and the month, reclaiming your power. This cosmic course correction, in a professional sense, may be reviewing your structures if they feel shaky. It means connecting in with divine feminine to work creatively. It's that rebirth of maybe you need to put something, a new offering out there. If a role is dynamic or an identity shift, which is what's going on, trust that it's clearing space for something more aligned with who you are now and who you're becoming. You are not being blocked, you are being fortified. Your purpose is being reevaluated in your work, your practical action in what you are doing, your energetic state from where your action is coming from. Is it power or is it pressure? When those three move together, you're going to get momentum. So hold your boundaries, invest wisely but boldly, release the need to prove, reclaim your authority. You are closer to the breakthrough than you think. This is your body and health focus for the week. If you're feeling mentally or emotionally trapped, if there's an area of your life where you're feeling stuck or restricted or powerless, your body may mirror that tension, tight shoulders, shallow breath, fatigue, restlessness. With the moon phase, old narratives coming up, restriction that you may be feeling might not be external restriction. It might be your body just feeling like it needs pressure. I've been going for massages every week because I feel like I need the weight and pressure on me. So if you're feeling unfulfilled, don't fix it. Free yourself into the goddess. The body needs movement. When the mind feels caged, so this week you want to do things like walking, cycling, running, anything that creates a spaciousness and flow. It will especially be supportive right now. Movement helps this process just get rid of that pressure. You may notice the feelings of victim. I'm a victim to something, that kind of victim to circumstances, and your body is going to be showing you the emotions and the signs of self-limiting thoughts. But it's going to reveal a new perspective also. The goddess energy is asking to overcome this body restriction. Remember, a message here for your body. You are enough. There's nothing to fix. There is nothing to prove. If difficulties come up, pain, exhaustion, emotional waves, approach them with love instead of resistance. Acceptance softens the nervous system. Love regulates the body. So this week is less about the discipline on the body, but less about pushing, but more about opening up. The goddess opens up. So with the larger theme of reclamation, your relationship with your physical self is not something to control, but to release the trap story, to move, to create freedom, to breathe deeper, to lead with love, and miracles will come in that way also. Your inner world this week. Because we are this lunation that we've got, it's going to be revealing things. This is the reclamation of your inner power for your inner world. So the archetype of the divine feminine in focus is Creation could be fertility, sensuality, nourishment, and abundance. She represents Mother Earth. So in your inner world, you're rebirthing this identity, that crossroads that we're at, softening self-judgment, allowing creativity and pleasure, trusting your intuition. The feminine in the inner world doesn't want force, she attracts. She doesn't strive, she allows. After the stop trying message that was woven into last week, which was part of my wider meaning of the Mercursha card, we're not pushing anymore. We need to be able to receive. So the woman's touch, whether through healing work, like Lucy and I bought flowers for the house, and it's the healing work, it's the sisterhood, it's the body care, it's the time in nature, this powerful feminine protective energy. As darker energies, intrusive thoughts, psychic heaviness, and emotional residue, it's all coming up because these things do. And these are the shadow sides resurfacing because it's a blood moon too. But when it rises, it's being cleared and we heal it through the goddess. So don't battle yourself this week. It's time to protect your peace. When heavy thoughts come up, you are being freed from them. Just observe them, clear them, and return to your center. So surround yourself with flowers. I forgot I'd even said that, and we actually ended up buying flowers today. Flowers, candles, art, nature, watch the moon, listen to lovely music, dance, chant, pray, speak kindly to yourself, touch, whether you go for a massage or hug someone. Your senses, smell. You want to bring in the smell of the rose. So you might want to use some rose oil or lavender oils. We had the rose come up in last week's Monday mantra. You taste, eat beautiful, nourishing, welcoming foods, and really cultivate that goddess within. So soften, don't weaken. You're being asked to open, but also protect. Clear what is heavy, to return to your senses, reclaiming your power, because this is your feminine power protected and waking up from a deep slumber where she needs to right now. We are going to pull a card now from the Priestess Oracle cards, this lovely set that we started off because of my friend who is probably watching this in New York, who let us use the beautiful cards when we were in the States. And so as I pull a card for us for what we need to know this week, let's have a look. What do we need to know, Priestess? Here we go. Oh, you just can't. You can't make this stuff up. Hathor. Pure love, creative expression, nurturing embrace. And haven't we just been talking about that? Let's have a look at the meaning. Hathor. My love, you are stepping into a moment of divine expression, creation, guided by Hathor, the mother, the goddess of love, creative arts, and soul nurturing, whose radiant energy surrounds you, activating the love and creativity that flow naturally from your soul. She invites you to embrace the beauty of creation in all its forms, awakening the soul potential within you to bring love, joy, and sacred beauty into everything you touch. In this moment of your life, you are invited to become the vessel of love, not only for yourself, but for the world around you. Hathor guides you to nurture your creative spirit as you nurture those who you love. She is the beauty way, and she reminds you that through embodied beauty in every moment and every detail, you unlock the infinite potential of your being. Hathor's presence whispers that your creativity is needed right now. As a sacred act of love, your unique imagination is the powerful force that shapes your reality and influences the world. If you have had an inspiration to move forward with a project, trust in your ability to birth and manifest its harmony in this world. Know at your core that everything always works out for you and the universe orchestrates all the unfoldings perfectly. Trust in the uniqueness of your soul and the creation it came here to do, for it is more needed than ever. You are everything you ever wanted to be. Know this and it will be revealed. Love yourself. Honor your creative flame. Let go of comparison and self-doubt. The time is now for you to express your soul through beauty and love in your world. As Hathor embraces you, she activates your heart, reminding you that this is the most powerful force in the universe, love. Her nurturing presence fills you with strength to enhance your reality through the energy of pure love. Whether through the sacred sounds in your voice or any form of self-expression, art, music, dance, Hathor calls you to let your creativity flow freely, knowing it is a reflection of the divine essence of love, empowering you into being. As you embody her graceful energy, you become a beacon of joy, peace, and abundance, radiating love in all you create. This inspires the world and changes our collective reality. So we know now why Spirit had told me to focus on the goddess energy, because that card has just validated everything I have said. Now, before we integrate this lesson, we have got a few reminders. Now, we have built a beautiful app and our community there is all over the world. You can join the group chat, share in your journeys. We've got homework that I set every week. We've spent years building this community. Now, I know many of you are waiting to see me, but there are other ways to connect with me. There are personalized meditation, soul magic, mini readings, and of course, contacting Kieran if you want to go on a wait list. The link is below, but you can email her at soulthirtythree@gmail.com. Now, let's integrate this lesson. And we're going to integrate this lesson now. So if you can, please close your eyes. The question to ask yourself is, if you are going to be immortalized, what would that look like? Not remembered by the world, but remembered by your soul. The truth is that one day you will be forgotten by others. Names fade, stories dissolve, but your soul forgets nothing. Your memory is activating. Your soul holds the memory of every choice, every act of courage, every time you dimmed or shone, how you faced what was given. That energy remains in the universe infinitely. There are 3 versions of you living right now. The wisdom face, what you know. The abundance face, what you allow. The divine power face, the power you reclaim. Together, they create your eternal imprint. Power does not need to be taken from others, for you have your own. You do not lose because someone else rises. You gain when you recognize the power in others, because that is the face others will see in you. And that is the version your soul remembers. The power in all begins to amplify. The invitation is, if your soul were writing your legacy today, what would it record? Step into the version of you that your soul would remember forever. Your Monday mantra is, my power is reclaimed from within. I am immortalized in truth, unforgettable in my authenticity. I do not chase power. I draw it from a sustainable source. I face what is mine. Face what is mine.